Thank you very much, Director. Always good to see you, and thank you for being here. I think we can all talk about how much we appreciate what the men and women of the FBI do and truly mean it. I've known several of your predecessors, worked with them and worked with the FBI both in Vermont and down here, and I do appreciate their skill and their dedication. And it made me think that with all these wild conspiracy theories are going on about the insurrection on January 6th, all of which have tried to portray the attack on the Capitol as anything but a violent assault by domestic extremists on the heart of the democracy, even though everybody who was here saw that's exactly what it was. You helped debunk some of these theories when we last spoke in March. You testified in the Judiciary Committee. But it seems a new crop of excuses and conspiracy theories brought up since you testified before the House Oversight Committee. I think that was last week. So let me give you another opportunity to discredit the dangerously bogus claims that have been floating around about the January 6th attack, particularly those that are relating to the FBI's involvement in the attack. And considering these things, claiming that they were, let me just ask you directly. Did anyone in the Trump White House ever encourage or direct you or anyone in your staff to downplay the potential threat of violence on January 6th when Congress was scheduled to take a constitutionally mandated presidential vote count?
No.
That's, I'll take that elaborate answer as a no, and I appreciate it. Now, you're responsible for investigating federal election crimes such as, and I'm glad you had a chance to say that because you've probably seen some of this baloney that's come out since the last testimony. And the FBI is responsible for investigating federal election crimes such as voter suppression that intentionally target minority-protected classes. The growing wave of voter suppression laws in dozens of states raise serious concerns. There could be an accompanying spike in federal election crimes committed in furtherance of suppression efforts. What are you doing at the FBI to prepare for the upcoming elections in which many of us expect to see unprecedented level of voter suppression?
So we're doing a few different things. We have election crime coordinators in every field office, and of course they focus on the full manner of types of election crimes, and they're all well connected with each other and through our criminal investigative division. Voter suppression specifically, when we get involved, is more through our civil rights program. And so we work closely with the Justice Department, both the Civil Rights Division and the U.S. Attorney's offices on that. In addition, you may remember from our past engagements that I created the Foreign Influence Task Force early on in my tenure. And although that's focused on foreign influence, of course, we are concerned about foreign influence, malign foreign influence that could in turn have a sort of surreptitious effect on voter suppression. So we're coming at that piece of it as well.
And as you know, I supported you when you formed that. Do you need further resources? Now here's your chance. It's not OMB asking you, I'm asking you as chairman of the committee, do you need further resources in this area?
We're busier than we ever have been, and I can assure you that if the Congress sees fit to send us more resources on this, I'm quite confident that it will be put to good use.
I thought that was probably so. And my last question is on NICS, the National Instant Criminal Background Check. We've seen let's see, last year you processed nearly 40 million firearm background checks. I think it's about 20 million so far this year. Congress provided you 179 million in emergency funding to help help address the increased workload of gun background checks. How has that been utilized, and is it enough?
So we've been able to put it to use, and we're very grateful for it because of the uptick in the operational tempo out there to hire more personnel and to make system improvements. That funding was, as I recall, essentially a 2-year funding, which explains why we didn't have more of that in this budget request. But make no mistake, the pace that we're on, we will be needing more of that in the future for sure, because right now we're having to pull personnel from other critical functions to help out and do things like pay mandatory overtime just to be able to kind of triage the situation. So long term, we're absolutely going to need more resources, both for personnel out there and for systems improvements.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.